Something's moving on your fucking chair, man. What the fuck is moving on your chair?
The cat. That's right.
Okay, because the mic thing, it doesn't... Wow. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
That's all right.
That's my pet demon, who, yeah. He's really funny because he's going around telling the neighbours that we don't feed him at all and that he's a starving cat.
Cats are always like that.
I know, but it's so funny because the cat is fat. He is overweight. He's eaten everything and he still goes around and manages to go, I haven't eaten in days to people.
Oh, yeah, feed me.
Yeah. Oh, well. That's cats. You don't have pet cats. Cats have pet humans. Such is life.
Yeah. We have a couple of cats down at the ranch. You have to have them down there with all the mice for the oats and the grain and stuff like that.
Sure, yeah.
But even then, you're like, I don't want them to kill the mice. But what else can we do? Can we get a snake? No, they're still going to kill the mice, aren't they? Yeah. Loads of snakes down there, though, in fairness.
Which is interesting that you mentioned that, because I want to talk about snakes in a minute. Yeah. So we got those ultra...
Really? Because I had a thing... Okay, yeah. Something snaky going on here. Okay, all right. Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, by the way, welcome to TaSTA, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, hello. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, we got those things that you plug in that make the frequency noises that keep the rats and mice and all out of the houses. And I heard for years, yeah. But then when we're talking to like the rodent expert dude, he was going, oh, no, they absolutely work. Yeah, of course. They do. All right, we'll get them then. And since then, yeah, we haven't had anything, but like, sure, we don't get that many. It's only every so often you get the little scratch. Or you get a massive rat in your kid's room.
You hear this running around and you're like, oh no, what the fuck is that?
The only problem is we got two different versions of them of Amazon, and one of them is completely silent. We can't hear it at all because it's, animal frequencies or whatever, rat frequencies. And that dog supposedly can't hear it. She doesn't seem to mind. But this other one, every now and again you hear, and you go, what the fuck is that? But it's so weird. It's like you're on a spaceship or something. There's a background computer noise the whole time. But yeah, we get used to it. It's grand. And
then you wake up and it's the future, and your brother has been experimenting on your on the pirate ship or something. I don't remember.
Yeah.
And everyone's and you speak in English, and you're talking to a Japanese chick, and she's speaking Japanese, and you totally understand her.
Yeah. Here's the thing about that, right? Spoilers and all that. If you haven't seen it, that's the end of something. Maybe we won't say what it is in case you haven't seen it. So, that could have worked out good had it not been cancelled. There might have been a reasonable explanation rather than a cheap screenwriting plot to that you would hope. But we'll never know.
That they all understand each other. Yeah.
No, not well. Understand? Yeah. But that entire cliffhanger, yes, very cheap. But only. If there was a really good resolve to it, if they had a really good idea for it, you go grand. But we will never know.
No, season 2 it just would have been some space drama epic. What are they called?
Yeah, and then at the end of it would have been back in
another one.
Victorian England or something.
What do they call them? Space operas. Yeah.
Space operas. Yeah.
Can't think of it.
The first 2 seasons of Dark are definitely much better than the third one, even though the resolve was in the third one, and in that it was kind of when you can kind of give, you could throw out all these really great ideas, but then you have to explain them. It's kind of, that's the boring bit, But at least they did that. At least they did.
Well, yeah. It's because you write yourself into a corner, and then you kind of have to write yourself out of it, and you're like, oh fuck, this has to be resolved now, doesn't it? How am I going to do it? And you kind of see that's why the Matrix 2 and 3 were so shit.
Well, yes, but for other reasons, in that I don't think they understood why the first Matrix movie was good. I think they thought it was an action movie, and they go, no, that's not what people like it. People like it because they thought it was telling them something about life. And
it's this kind of Gnostic-y type of thing,
And then went, oh, yeah, and then the last one, they go, well, even though like the self-referential thing of thinking it was an absolute money grab, which they admit in it, the movie itself, it's like, you just don't seem to understand what the Matrix is to people, because it's a heist movie. It's actually the fourth one. It's terrible, awful.
I haven't seen the fourth one. Yeah, it's bad.
Oh man, it's bad because it's the Matrix. If it was Wesley Snipes' film that was made for €200, last Thursday, you go, yeah, this is grand, this is great. But it's not. It's awful, terrible.
Wesley Snipes, is he still doing stuff?
Isn't he not in jail around? For tax evasion or something?
Is he?
Yeah. Well, he was for a long while, anyway. So.
Is he?
Yeah. The first 20 minutes of the new Matrix, when you go, oh, this is going to be amazing, or oh, it's going to rewrite everything, and then go, oh no, this is just shit. I have to sit for another hour and a half.
It's like the Rick and you're not into Rick and Morty, is it? There's a Rick and Morty episode all about heists and heists within heists within heists within heists, and it's great. It just pisses all over that trope.
Right,
it's really, really good. Yeah, I think it's on not this season, the season before, because I think there's no ones.
No, I reckon I probably would like Rick and Morty. It's just that the times when I've tried to watch it, it's like, oh no, I can't have screaming people at me. You know what I mean? I need to chill out here. So I like going by the amount of people who like it and the type of humour it is. I can't imagine why I wouldn't like it, but it's just I've tried a couple times, and also maybe I should just try it on my own rather than. It's like
if you like, say, Futurama, it's like that, but like more violent and sweary.
Yeah. Futurama ruined me. That dog episode is just the saddest thing I've seen in my entire life. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Why was that allowed on TV?
What was his name?
I don't even want to think about it.
Not Scruffy. Scruffy was the cleaner. Scruffy. Yeah. Scruffy was class. The poor dog.
Oh,
God,
man.
that was sad. Huh?
And then it just ends and you go, come on. Lads. Ooh, I'm never recovering from this financially. Yeah. Terrible. I'll never forgive them. I've never watched it since, and I never will again.
Have you not? No.
Oh, no way.
I had them all.
No chance.
It was one of the few things I actually had a box set of.
No, I've watched Futurama a lot of times. I just won't watch that episode. Yeah, I love. Yeah. The new stuff coming out, haven't they? They had to wait on Bender to agree to the money. So
again, there's more new stuff.
Yeah,
nice.
So I have.
Great.
Snakes. Right, snakes. Here we go. So, my son is having night terrors at the moment for a long while. So I haven't slept properly, and literally, this is no joke. I haven't had it until last night. He had pretty much nearly a full night's sleep last night, but I haven't had a full night's sleep in over a month, or I don't even know, 6 years, whatever it is. He's only 4, so it's definitely 6 years. But and we can't work it out. He's literally
isn't that what they say? For every child you have, is it 4 or 5 years of sleep deprivation?
Oh yeah,
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, that's definitely. There's no question of that.
Why are we even still having children? Why aren't we growing them in labs by now?
I've stopped.
Yeah, of course.
It's the best thing in the world. Jesus Christ, I'm not able for another one. I mean, like I'm hanging on in there. But anyway, sleep deprivation. No, that's not what I want to say. Yeah, so he's waking up like screaming, like properly terror or whatever, and he's been sick and stuff like that. And there's a lot going on. There's a load of other things, but we've been looking up, and seemingly one of the things is that it's when you're trying to go from a particular type of sleep to a different type of sleep, and because his brain's forming, it's not happening for him. So it's something similar to the old hag syndrome. Oh, you wake up from a nightmare and it's, all that kind of stuff. But the great thing about it is he usually doesn't remember at all that it happened. Right. He'll kind of laugh. They go, "Are you joking? I wasn't screaming during the night." But the other night, he woke up and he wanted to tell us about what the dream was. It was really interesting. So he's 4, has never read Carl Jung. Look, I just want to start by saying. So he's saying we were in the house, and it was, the house, and we were all there, and it was mostly him and his mother, and he kept saying, "My mother," and he doesn't call her my mother, like it's mom or whatever.
No one in Ireland says mother. No, it's just a word we don't say.
Yeah. He said almost like it was the archetypical mother. And he says 3 snakes came into the house, and I didn't want them in the house, and I didn't like them being in the house, and I was scared of them. And the only way that we could get them out of the house was by peeling off their skin. And I went, what? Yeah, he says, yeah. And then when we found, and I said, what happened when you got it? He says, well, but then what happened is, and he started laughing, they started pooping out ice cream onto a stick. I was going, all right, okay. Horrifying. It's going like, so 3 snakes came into your house and you had to peel off their skin to get them out. That's very bizarre for a 4-year-old to have that kind of. Well, it would make you think though, like that Carl Jung might have been on some.
Isn't it mad though that like already that information is there? That's what I find mad, because my young one's been having similar things as your lad, and I think they must have had the same virus around the same time before Christmas.
Yeah. Everyone.
Weird, but everyone had it. But kids got it in a weird way, in that like it lasted with them for ages, really and they were getting these bad dreams and all. She was having this reoccurring one of being in a cage.
Oh no!
Fucking holy shit! She'd wake up. She used to come downstairs to me and I'd be watching whatever cowboy stuff or whatever.
You'd be watching the episode of The Cage.
Like, just like not age appropriate stuff at all for her, but like, you know, she'd just sit there and watch 10 or 15 minutes with
so I told her to sit in her cage and watch TV with Daddy.
no, but it's mad that like she already has, like, she's only what, 4. I suppose she'd know what a cage is, I suppose, but like to have this, there's this archetypal image in her head of being, you know, stuck in a cage and she can't get out, and your boy is having the snake and even like the taking off the skin is obviously a renewal process, and there's the reward of the ice cream after the renewal. The brain is telling them there's a change coming, dude, and you need to go with it, or you need to find it or something. You know? It's bizarre.
Yeah,
it blows my mind. And I asked the older kid, like, I asked him every morning, did he dream? And he said no. Oh yeah, there was a and then I'd be like, oh, what do you think that means? Well, the baddies won't win. The baddies won't win. I won't let them. Yeah, it's like, yes, fucking show them. You know. Yes.
And it's like you can even tell that it's a big dream with big dream in the bunny ear things, because he'll talk about other mad dreams. Like he had one there not so long ago where he talked about he was in the back of the car in a seat and the car was driving, but there was no one in the front to drive. So that was really terrifying. That's a horrible dream. Like you can imagine. Oh my God, horrible dream. But it's. This one, he was like, he wanted to tell you, and it was like, it was like he was told it about 3 times during the day. So even he could tell that it was, you know, there was something to it. But it's interesting, like 3 snakes. Many people's in your family.
Yeah.
So it's odd. Yeah. So yeah, snakes.
Yeah, I had a thing. That's I wrote down because when you said it, I had a thing today when I was meditating. I saw an abraxas with a snake around it, and the snake was eating its own tail.
The Ouroboros. Yeah. Well, I have 2 pronunciations.
Welcome to English pronunciations.
Yeah. There's the
I can't say it. How do you say it?
Ouroboros.
Ouroboros.
Well, I heard
laborious.
Yeah.
Laborious. Anyway, yeah, so the Abraxas was there, and
can't believe you can't pronounce that word.
Was going around.
Oborious.
None of us can do it.
Taxi. Yeah, cold brain still 12 years later. Ouroboros.
I was Ouroboros, yeah. Still can't say it. Just going to move on. The snake that eats itself. I was listening to Peter Kingsley talk last night. How long did we get? 13 minutes.
13 minutes, well done.
3 months break, 13 minutes, there we are.
Yeah.
And while I was listening to it, I was just going, this guy's a fucking idiot. And I went to his latest book with the flamingos on the cover or whatever.
All right, yeah.
It's a very strange cover compared to all the other ones he has. But anyway, I went to the reviews because I was going, fuck it, maybe I'll just buy this book and be done with Kingsley, and I'll have read everything then. Well, nearly everything. I said, fuck it, get out of the way. And then I went through the reviews and I found this awesome review. Like the Schadenfreude was just amazing.
I know the review.
Have you read this review?
Yeah.
Oh my, and he gets it perfectly correct. Yeah. All of the other ones are just saying, he's the greatest mystic of all time. Everyone should listen to this man and he knows the way. And this guy fucking nails Kingsley to the cross. Yeah. It's gorgeous. But it's true as well. Like he says, basically the review is like, so Kingsley has the audacity to say that like Western thought, Western logic is based on the dude Parmenides having this dream, and he brings back this dream, Parmenides. And this is the thing that gives us Western thought and logic. And in his books, he talks about his own dreams and how he brings back information from the other world and tells us how to live our lives. But then, in all his books, he has the fucking cheek and audacity to say that we are living in a dreamland, and how dare we dream? We're not allowed to dream. Only Peter and Parmy and Emmy are allowed dream. And this review is just like, nailed them, got him.
Still gives him like 4 stars or something, doesn't he, at the end of it?
No, it was 1 star.
It was 1 star.
And interestingly, you can't, on Amazon reviews, you can always click the helpful
Yeah.
On that one, you can't.
All right, it's been overclicked. Yeah.
Like, I'm still going to listen to his talks. There's plenty to learn from Kingsley, but at the same time,
sure. Absolutely.
I think he has had a false awakening and has fallen for it.
Yeah, well, I've more or less said that anyway. But not with the chosen one stuff. He's fallen for the chosen one trap. That element of it. Yeah,
it's the same thing.
But he still can learn from. He can learn from any.
Still
of these
lots
people.
to learn from, of course. You know,
even from the. Like, it's a thing that people throw at the notorious Christopher Wallace, Harish, as well. It's just that that it's, he's scholarly perfect. Oh, scholarly, hit my mic, scholarly perfect. But that he doesn't have an actual source, spiritual source, which is, you can make your mind up
he's
about that.
He's not from a lineage.
Well, so that's he is, and he has had Dharma transmission and all that kind of stuff from a teacher and stuff like that. But that's the kind of thing that's thrown at him, that he understands it perfectly from a scholarly point of view, but not experientially. Which, all right, I don't feel is true, but it's a thing that's thrown at him. That's thrown at people like Alan Watts as well. That kind of thing. Even if it's true, let's say that's true, and let's say that's true about Peter Kingsley or any amount of these people, still a lot you can learn from a scholarly point of view, that it's purely just theoretical point. I don't think it's true in the Notorious's case, but, he's so good from a scholarly point of view that I can understand why people think that. And I suppose
he seems to be the real deal, all right, even if he's part of NX. What's the TV thing you're watching? The Vow with the sash.
NXIVM. Yeah. My name is NXIVM, because that's how you spell it. Yeah, NXIVM. Yeah. My name is Keith Raniere. Love me. Look at me. I am the most handsome man in the world. Kiss me on the lips, women. Kiss me on the lips. Play volleyball for me. Play volleyball for me.
What a weird guy. Do you know what? Like, he's not a bad looking chap when he's like normal in his polo shirt or his normal shirt. But then when he's playing volleyball,
I know,
he looks like
weird.
He's this hairy, disgusting hobbit. Why are girls kissing him? Why?
Lots of girls, lots. And it's funny. How far are you into it? Because it gets horrifying.
You know what?
Really
what? I've watched up to 4, and now I'm going to stop, because now it's just it's turned into a human interest story now, and it's I would rather, if there's one documentary. This is going to sound harsh, but
no, it's be harsh.
It's the boo. Yeah, but it's the boohoo stories that get in the way of the actual story. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what's harsh. Like, all these people went through traumatic, horrible stuff, and it's not to dismiss them. It's just that I have other things to watch.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you could probably skip season 2 because the retake how to do it. That it becomes less about. It certainly becomes less about the people involved in the first one.
Oh, okay.
More about it becomes about the court case then. Yeah. So if you wanted to, and it ends.
We're talking about a TV show called The Vow. It's a HBO thing. It's a culty thing.
There is another one that came out as well. It's about, the older woman, long hair, blonde hair, that her daughter's in it.
Yeah.
There's a whole one about the daughter did herself as well. There's another, I can't remember what it's called. I'll try and track it down at some time. It was okay too, but you won't like it. It was totally, human interest. It's about my...
I don't mind if it's a one thing, but it's just that it's turning into every episode now is human interest, and it's like, okay, we need to back off there a bit.
Yeah, if you do want to watch the last episode of season 1, and then you can watch, because season 2 is all court case. And it's horrifying. There's one bit in particular where you go, I thought this was bad, and then you go, holy fuck. Yeah, terrible. And that's cults for you.
And was it like, was it, I suppose it's like, was it Adi Da was the same, was it? Is it just that, like, when he got this inflated sense of godliness, that's when the sex stuff happened, or was it always happening?
Let me see, spoilers, but I mean, it's real life, so I'm not spoiling a TV or a thing. The people involved, particularly you want Nancy Salzman at the end, when she's trying to, that's, a second in command, that is also the other picture, the guru pictures that are all put up, whatever. She was trying to work out, that she goes, that her thing that she really couldn't get her head around is that he could do good. He had a capacity to do good, and had all of these things that did allow for people to heal or whatever. And then she started to think, did he just do all that in order to do the bad stuff?
Yeah.
And it wasn't that he was trying to do good and went bad. It's that the whole thing was just in order for him to have
that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah. I think by the end of it, she's going, I think that's... and it's horrible for her.
That's so convoluted. I mean, could he not just go to a nightclub, talk to women, and then have sex with them? You know, like he didn't have to come up with this huge Scientology.
If you only take it as that what he's looking for is sex from women, then yes, why not? But what he's looking for is power over women. What he's looking for is power over people, prestige. You know, 'cause he's a narcissist. Like I know people say that doesn't really exist. There's a kind of this trend to say narcissism is real, but like,
who says narcissism isn't real?
There is a trend in psychology now that says
don't mind them.
Yeah, I mean it's clearly real. I know loads of them. I've often been one. So it's and even if it's not, it's a handy enough shorthand for a type of certain set of traits. But yeah, and the power, the prestige, the wanting to be. It's the centre of it. That it's not about the teaching; it's about Keith. Putting himself at the centre of it. So he's the ascendant master, he's the prophet, or whatever. What do you call himself? The vanguard.
Vanguard, yeah.
Yeah.
Stupid name.
And that's the issue, right? Isn't it? It's like there's plenty of teachers, and there's plenty, and it's like whether they're good or bad or whatever. It's the teaching is the thing, right? But it's when it starts to become about the person and kind of that I can personally, I can cure you of your sexual hang-ups, or I can cure you of your thing. Me as a being, but he gets into that. That's what he starts saying to women, that he can cure them of their sexual hang-ups and inadequacies, by having sex with me. It's like that old kind of, is it one of those, was it Sai Baba, allegedly, let's say, who used to, would have anal sex with his students as a way to open their base chakra and stuff like that. And right. So I mean, and there was one other one. There was a French guy. I think maybe we talked about it before in the podcast. I don't think we did it as a thing, but it was on Netflix for a while, where this guy, and he started off great, everyone was in it. The standard thing that everyone says in every single documentary about the cult, where they're interviewing the people at the beginning and go, well, if this is the cult, it's the best cult I've ever been in. It's wonderful. Hey, you're in a cult. Yeah, you've said the word. There's the first, you're in a cult. But he used to... you had to go and get private sessions with the guy, where he one-on-one sessions to heal yourself, to sort yourself out, to, same as the Scientology stuff, the going clear, but it's like, whatever. And the Keith Raniere, the NXIVM stuff, they had a process as well of sorting through your shadows, whatever the thing. But they used to go in and he charged them 50 quid for the session. And what essentially do is bugger them. And the man was, after a couple of years, I'm laughing not because it's horrifying, not because I think it's funny. He says, after a couple of years, because I was sexually abused for years and I paid him. And he's like, I do not know how to deal with that. It's like, oh man, this is so dark. It's so dark that you can only kind of laugh because, oh my God, like it's just so dark.
I feel bad when I buy a book that I don't like. Imagine how disappointed I'd be if I was getting...
But it's just that thing of, like he's saying, I thought I was... I believed him. I thought I was to trust him. I knew I didn't like it. I wasn't into it. I felt wrong, but I had that he knew something I didn't. That he had a some way, I don't know, a level of insight that wasn't available to me, and that his bad stuff, that old stuff about the cult people, that they could get away with bad stuff because for a normal person
if you're going to join any religious group, like it should be someone who says, like, don't believe me. But like you should do these things. Like the Buddha.
Like the Buddha.
Like, that guy. Like, don't believe me. Like, do not believe me. Don't. Just do the things and see what happens. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. I like that actually. Yeah. All right.
I played plenty. Jesus wasn't quite as good as that. He said, "No, I'm the way. I'm the
That's
truth.
True, actually. Yeah.
And the light." But so it's a.
But then, like, there's all the I'm reading the. I'm reading Valis again, and there's a bit in Valis where he's like, yeah, well, Jesus said these things, but like what he really... Not the conspiratorial stuff. It's like there's passages in the Bible where it's that, like, well, I'm telling you the parables, when the parables mean this on the surface level to the normal people. Yeah. But like there's actually hidden meanings in these too.
Milk for babes, beef for the men. Well, it's just the esoteric, exoteric stuff as well. I'm sure that's there, but I mean, it's... I know it's clearly there, but it's still, on what authority are you saying about what it really means? You know what I mean? It's like, just your opinion, man. At the end, you know, like, and it's, you can, as we all know, it's particularly with the Bible, you can make the Bible agree with whatever you want it to agree with. Like,
it'll sing any song you want.
Yeah,
you know?
so if you have a particular type of already decided opinion about what creation is or what you're trying to say or whatever, yeah, you can certainly find evidence to back it up on.
I can make it up.
I mean, like,
I had said it in the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, which everyone knows is fake, but I think it's real.
Yeah,
but everyone says it's fake. Yeah, well, they're wrong.
The UFO thing of, I can't tell you who told me this, but someone who's really important and knows things told me that Jesus said I'm cool. Yeah, and that I know how to do it. But yeah, you just have to be careful.
A source close to the family told us. Yeah.
Which is why, going back to Chris Wallace, what I really like him is because he's always just talking about the teachings. You know, it's not, and I think this. And even when he catches himself saying, in my opinion, he goes, so what? It doesn't matter what I think. This is what it is, you know. But I'm sure he's still, you know, because he's translating them, I'm sure there's a flavour that he's bringing to it as well. You know?
Well, you know, that's what I like about all the Hindu stuff, because it's like there's so much stuff, and it's basically, it's that, like, okay, obviously there's orthodox sex and stuff like that, but, like, you know, over all of history of Hinduism, it's kind of like, these are the books, these are the teachings, this is what I think, and then another generation comes along and he's like, yeah, I have all the same books, this is what I think, and then the next guy, this is what I think, and this is what I think, and it's just this big cumulative collection of kind of shared knowledge and stuff.
Yeah, and it's like,
it's great.
You can see it to an extent that you now only have access to commentaries upon commentaries of commentaries and not the original text. Because they've got lost, you know. Or you have stuff like Pantanjali, which is, you know, you're commentating about someone. Not only are you interpreting what Pantanjali may have said, it's what the first person after Pantanjali said and everything. So,
and see,
there is a problem with that too. That the first, it's like the St. Paul problem. That if the first person has a very distinct kind of take on it, it can colour the entire thing. Like, you know, Christianity is essentially Paulian.
That's kind of my problem with the Telema. That, like, it's dilemma. It's orthodox. It's like everyone is just like, no, this is what Crowley said. This is what Crowley said. Rather than say what the Hindu kind of thing is, that, like, well, they're the books. You're allowed to have your own interpretation, you know? Which is kind of the Protestant thing, the Protestant Reformation of the Bible. It's like, well, yeah, that's what they think, but no, fuck that. We should be allowed to have our own opinion, you know?
Yeah, I totally agree with that, but there is a problem with it. There's in that thing of that you, like, if my interpretation of something is equal to your interpretation of something, but you are a scientist and I'm not, it shouldn't be treated on the same level. You know,
no,
not. But it's so like, there is something to be said in having authority kind of saying something, but it's when you're only then giving in to the authorities' interpretation of it.
Yeah.
And particularly, which I found with an awful lot of stuff that I have to kind of work through, is whatever, that if your direct experience is different from what you're told it should be with regards to, say, spirituality or whatever it is, then, I mean, go with your direct experience. Even if ultimately you're wrong, because that's what you're experiencing. And because if you just go, say you're experiencing, I don't know, something in meditation, and you look at one of the maps, you get Daniel Ingham's book out and go, this is not the map, I have no idea what this is, whatever. I should be feeling this. And so you're kind of pushing yourself, I should be, you know, on the map in this kind of way. You can really be halting or stilting or fucking up your kind of actual thing. Because, you just go with what is happening, you know, to a certain extent. Take advice, but... That's the problem with maps, though, isn't it? It's not the territory.
Yeah. No, I can't. Yeah. Add on to that. You're dead right.
In Tantrika, rather than having, say, insights or awakenings or whatever it is, they're called Darshanas. And it's can translate as many things. It's like the view or seeing or orientation. And so it's like, rather than in a sense that you're... something is, in a sense, revealed to you. It's like you get a glimpse or a seeing of something, which I quite like in the... Because it kind of, like that thing, I don't know if I ever talked about it in podcast, but I certainly talked to you about it, and I talked about it on somewhere. But when I ended up in that monk's garden, and it was that really fucking unbelievable bliss experience of seeing that every garden was the garden of Gethsemane, where every ultimate betrayal, but every tree was the tree under which the Buddha gained enlightenment. That whole thing, it was amazing, unbelievable, all that stuff. Yeah, woohoo, felt connected, spiritual. Yeah, look at me go. And you kind of go, well, what is that? You go, I had an awakening experience. What did I wake into exactly? You know, like what did I learn? There was nothing that I really took away from that in the sense or the insight. But the idea of Darśana was a seeing, a glimpse of something. You go, oh yeah, that kind of describes it a bit more. But then there's the other thing that like the idea of rather than awakenings, and the thing is the idea of like the theosophy or the old thing of initiations. You know, where it's that. You know, we've talked before about certain things repeat in your life, and like it seemed to be at a higher level or something like that each time. Like, so you'll be into Jesus, and then you go off Jesus, and then you come back to Jesus, but it's mystic Jesus this time. Mm-hmm. And then you go back, and then it's or whatever. It's kind of what I can get out with the thing of initiations is rather than you're learning enough things in order to awaken, it's that it's almost like, in a sense, a test, but not really a test. There's a great thing in Star Trek. I know you're a fan. I know you love Star Trek. But there's a... No. Yeah. But there's this episode, and I haven't seen it yet, so I'm definitely getting it wrong, but it was the Geordie, one of the guys, had to do some sort of officer training where he's wanted to be captain or, you know, his next grade or whatever. And
this is Cyclops, yeah?
That's the Cyclops guy, yeah.
Cool.
And so they kept putting him through this test of this particular event where he was the captain or the leader, and he had to try and save everyone's life or whatever it was. And he kept failing it, and he couldn't get it. So
this is on the porn deck.
The porn deck. It's exactly that. Yeah, so every night the women would come in, they'd no clothes on. Riker would be there with a cigar. But eventually, you know, so he had to grow and become a different person, and you know, see the world from a different point of view and whatever. So then when the test came around again, he did pass it, because what he realised he had to do was sacrifice one guy in order to save humanity. Uh-huh. But in that kind of doing it, he became a completely different person, because he's now a person who that is an option to. Up until that point, it wasn't an option. So it's like in a sense, it's an initiation then, that until you are the type of person or the type of being or expression, impulse, whatever, that is able to express in a certain way, then you're not. And after that, when you have expressed in a certain way, you can never not be that person.
Yeah. So he's like, oh, wait, no, I can kill people and not feel bad.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So that'd be probably more of a theosophical approach to like the initiations and stuff. That it's not that you suddenly one day wake up to reality. It's that there's a proclivity towards something.
Right.
And until you have that done, it's like you're not. You can't go, but you can't go forward or whatever. Which you know, it's
I like the idea of.
Excuse me.
I don't know where I read it. Something to do with Advaita Vedanta, anyway, and it was that someone was saying that actually might have been on Alan Watts' talk. Maybe it wasn't Vedanta. Anyway.
Some sort of non-dual bullshit. Anyway.
We're all one, blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yada, yada, yada. Yeah. We're all just experiencing the world through different sets of eyeballs the whole time. That's all that's ever happened. Anyway, so they were saying that, like, that there's a little bit of a problem with the term waking up or enlightenment, in that there's this kind of... do you remember this thing I had last week on Discord about these? Maybe there's only two archetypes: the hero and the victim. You know?
Yeah, that has certainly colonised my brain. I'll let you know.
It works, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. Yeah,
it's a funny way of seeing the world, you know. Yeah. But I need to write something about that and get my thoughts down on it.
Yeah, because I was going to mention it in one of the newsletters, because I didn't want to talk about it before you mentioned it, and I went to your website and I was like, oh, the hero and the villain. I was like, oh, great, he wrote something about it, and then it wasn't about it. It wasn't really mentioning it. Yeah.
I started off, it was going to be about that. We'll come back to that. I've written it down here. Okay. So this talk was, he was saying that there's a little bit of a problem with the terms awakening, enlightenment, because it kind of, even in the name, it kind of, there's a heroic, or there's an initiatory element to it that's buried in our head because you've gone from resting to waking. So there's an action in it, you know? Whereas the Advaita and kind of Hinduism is that, there's not that. You already are all these things. There's no need to come to it and do something heroic to get to it. It's that it's there, and actually a better way of looking at it is kind of like, it's like removing the layers of an onion and you're peeling back the kind of...
So would you suggest...
Delusion is the word that comes to my head, but delusion itself is kind of problematic because then you're like, oh, I'm the hero who breaks out of delusion. And it's not that either. It's that there are all these kind of like a mist or fog in front of you. And there are all these beliefs you've picked up along the way in your life. You know, I am Irish, I am Paddy, I am amazing. You know, whatever. Do you know, and they're not real.
True. They're all true.
They're all true, but they're all not real. Like, they're true, yes, obviously, but they're also not real. So you're kind of emerging from the mist and you're pulling back each layer, and then what's left is like, oh, that's it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that Zen is definitely that. Absolutely. That it's like gold is practice in the sense that you're not trying to achieve anything.
Yeah.
And that the actual meditation itself, the Zazen, according to Dogen anyway, which is so...
You ever spend time on the fucking Zen Reddit? Oh my God, they hate Dogen. Oh my God.
They all think it's a
wow.
cult. Yeah.
Yeah.
Zen
Holy
jerk
fuck.
is really is good as well. That's the kind of meme attack on or Zen. But anyway, so it's like he says that Zazen, that's the equivalent of enlightenment, or you know that it's the same thing. It's not, stop looking for anything else. That is it. That's it. You know, and you just sit there and do nothing. In Tantrika, I love pronouncing Tantrika. You have to get your tongue in a weird place. Tantrika. It's saying that everything is already fully expressed, and that it's just in a sense things bubbling up to the surface in certain, you know, like proclivities or things, and so that to look for something. No, it's already there. It's already happened. You know, but it's still a self-expressionary type thing. I don't really fully understand that because to me it seems a bit, if everything's already expressed, why are we expressing things at all? But I think that's just my lack of understanding rather than there's a problem with the...
Well, I think it's just there's no stop to it. It just keeps going.
How could it... Well, yes, that is the answer, but how can it keep going if it's already fully expressed? But maybe that's like that. What's the... My son was in the bath last night and I asked him, what's the sound of one hand clapping? And he went, which is...
He waved.
He waved. I had to go, awesome, you win. Yeah. Then he started slapping his arse. So,
the idea of the archetypes came to me because I was I wanted to annoy the Magia people there last week, which is my want. I like to do that.
It's Billy Collins. It's my want of an evening.
Yeah. They're a very easy group of people to annoy. All right.
Well, in fairness, most people are. Most spiritual people are the easiest people in the world to annoy. Any of them, all of them.
You know, so I just threw in a hand grenade, and I said, "Yeah, there's no such thing as cultural shadows. Bullshit. Convince me."
I seen you put that up, and I went, "Here we go. Here we are. Here it is." Spud has the sledgehammer. It's happening. It's happening. Come on and have a look. It's happening. Everyone sit around the Discord screen beside the fire, having a look. See what happens.
And a couple of people have told me to rejoin the Magia Discord because they're doing a Bhagavad Gita read through, and
your expression.
Yeah. I think Magia is brilliant, but the community is very strange. And I'm just putting a full stop there. Let's carry on then.
Well, you see, here's the great thing about being on Spotify now, and it's often, you can say whatever you want, man. I'm not going to stop you. You're on your own. Say what you want. Also, I think we could say the C word now. I'm not going. I have to check that before I say the C word. So, but
yeah. So yeah, I had this thing that I don't believe that there's any such thing as a cultural shadow because, but my thoughts weren't very clear on it.
For people who aren't part of the nomenclature, what is a cultural shadow, or what is it proposed as being?
So it's kind of like this false belief that we all have kind of bought into. So Max gave a good example of it. It's that people who are Trump supporters who still think that he won the election or something like that.
Okay.
Wasn't it? Mm-hmm. What are other examples of a cultural shadow?
Well, a cultural shadow can be patriotism, seeing your country as something that it isn't, and something worth fighting for. The way my description to it was that I said it was pendulums. I think no one else realised I was talking about reality transurfing, then just go, what is he on about pendulums? But
so it could be like discrimination. Discrimination is a cultural shadow because we're all even, we're all one, but we've bought into this false belief that we are different and some people are better than others.
Kind of, but it's. I think I'm not. Here's my understanding: is that it's more something a bit more insidious in that it would be we feel that as a human culture and race that we are going to survive and everything has been okay, but actually we're all fucked. That would be the cultural shadow, the main cultural shadow, that the Gnostic cultural shadow, that it's the directionality's wrong.
Yeah, which is bullshit.
Which is bullshit.
Yeah,
utter bullshit.
Yeah, I don't believe that at all. Yeah. However, I can see a kind of connection between, say, what the Gnostics think and the Hindus think about, and the Buddhists too, about Maya. So.
Oh yeah, it's like, absolutely. I mean, I definitely suffer from whatever the correct word, delusion. Maya, glamour is a great fucking word for it. In this, I know, because I mean, you can have a relationship with your father for years and then realise that's not the relationship I have with my father that I thought I had. Or whatever, your wife, you can be delusional about things that are actually there. Doesn't mean it's that, when we say, oh, it's not real, things aren't real. No, it's your relationship with your father, it's fucking real. But you can be delusional about it. Delusion.
Yeah. You've been seeing it upside down and wrong. That's why I think something. Yeah, that's why I think the Maya way of looking at things is far more beneficial than a Gnostic way.
Maya does get into a bit that it's all a dream, though. Particularly in, like, say, your whatever Hare Krishna is sect of Hinduism. But I know it's not just them. But there is that it is all an actual dream.
From the stuff
from a Vedanta point of view, what's Maya?
Maya is
illusion.
It's the false beliefs and the biases that you've picked up through your life, through experiences. Right.
So false beliefs is much better, I think. That sits with me better than illusions. But all these words are correct. It's just that
they are correct. But there's this thing that you buy into of, I'm the hero. I see through delusion. I am this, and now I'm going to teach the world to da 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 da.
Or I have an understanding that other people don't, and therefore I am greater because I've seen through a delusion I created for myself in the first place. Yeah.
Peter Kingsley. What was I starting off with that? Yeah, the hero victim thing, wasn't it?
No, cultural shadows. That's where we were.
Yeah. So I just threw in a hand grenade just for the crack.
Have we fully explained what a cultural shadow? I think, yeah, right. So think of the delusion or false belief that you might have about a relationship with your wife, or you put that as culturally, right? As a nation or as a civilization.
Yeah, but I think something like homophobia would work in that, or racism would also come into that.
I think it's much better explained as pendulums, vortex of energy. You know, when you go home at Christmas, there's a particular energy and rules and things you can't say, things you're allowed to say, certain beliefs you're meant to have that you can only express at the family dinner table, and that's the pendulum. That's how your family operates. That's the operating system of your thing. Same as when you go into the office, you have a different operating system. It's a different set of rules. It's a pendulum thing. When you're Irish and you're dealing with far right, the rise of far right extremists in Ireland, which is so strange. It's just down the road from me, them big marches. Very bizarre. Have you been following that?
No.
Ireland's gotten very strange again. That's cultural shadow. That's a pendulum.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So I was kind of coming at that like, these aren't real because society isn't real anyway.
Also, I'm not real.
For a cultural shadow to exist, we have to all agree that culture exists. Culture doesn't exist. That's also a false belief.
Yeah.
All right. So now you have a double negative. Yeah. Right? Which can't exist. So my way of thinking.
Well, right. is a double negative that does exist.
No, but it's this thing of this heroic idea of how I see something that is wrong with society, a society that I think exists, but if I examine, actually doesn't exist. But I've seen something in that I don't like, and I'm going to change that by telling people that I don't like it.
Yeah.
I am the hero. You are the victim.
Yeah. I mean, I 100%. There's not one bit of that I disagree with. So, and it's it's still opinion though. Like, I mean, as if you had some.
This is my opinion.
No, not your opinion. I'm saying that the seeing of the cultural shadow. That's just an opinion. It's a preference. It's and here's why I don't think cultural shadows exist. In the sense of, I think that is happening. That stuff is happening, but I don't think it's a cultural shadow in that something has gone wrong. In that if this is the expression of the divine, the complete and total, full expression of divine, and all right, so you're there sitting judging it as wrong.
Yeah, well, look, there's only like, I'm going to have to go back to that Cormac McCarthy thing I shared ages ago. There's only cause and effect in the world, and what we're dealing with right now, those racist marches in Ireland, for example. Well, we're dealing with them now because of something that happened a while ago. That's it. Yeah. There's only cause and effect. It's simple. Do you know? And to have this heroic idea that there's this God-given pendulum, it's nonsense. Because it's only it's rather we're dealing with the consequences of actions that happened. That's it. That's karma. That's it. That's all life is. You know. And so I'd been playing around with this idea of the two archetypes, and this is what it led me to throw this hand grenade into Discord. Because, so Carl, let me read something here. So Carl Jung identified only 4 archetypes: the persona, the shadow, the anima, and the animus.
The OG archetypes. 1, 2. He does expand.
The anima, animus. Sorry, that's 3. Sorry, the persona, the shadow, the anima, animus, and the self. So, but like in our culture now, we have archetypes for fucking everything. I saw something last night on YouTube. What was it? Oh God, what was it? It was about Medusa. It was the
snakes again. Snakes again.
Snakes again. It was something with the. It was something so weird, and I just had to laugh at it. It was the archetype of the beheaded mother, or some bullshit like that.
Yeah.
The archetype of, something else I saw. These silly things on Ask Reddit. It's a mad fucking website.
I'm the asshole. Yes,
and it was did DC Comics invent the archetype of the butler with Batman, or did butlers already exist before Batman was invented?
For God's sake.
Banging my head off. What is wrong with these people? Yeah, DC Comics invented a butler. Oh, and then I read the comments and was like, well, technically Alfred isn't a butler because a butler wouldn't cook your clothes. Yeah, cook your food and prepare your clothes. Oh my God, what's wrong with these people? Why am I reading this? Get back to work, Spud, will you?
And isn't Alfred actually Batman's real dad? Isn't he like his adopted dad? So that's
spoiler too.
Is the father, not the butler.
He's the real father, is that right?
Well, I mean, he looked after, he raised him after his parents were kid. Alfred raised
that's
him.
true.
So he's his father. Yeah. There. Solid Batman. Yeah. Just give Batman a gun, get it over. It would end all things very quickly.
So anyway, look, the idea I was having was that, like, instead of, thinking of all these millions and millions and millions and millions of archetypes that we have conveniently invented for ourselves so we can just fucking offload a problem. Maybe it's handier just to look at things in a duality way, because we live in duality, obviously. That's how we experience the world. I'm here, you're there. I'm here, that is there. We're different, right? So maybe try and look at things in 2 ways. There is a hero and there's a victim. Now, some people are going to say, yeah, there's also a villain. No, there isn't a villain, because the villain always thinks he's the hero. Always. There's no villain who's like, I'm the baddie.
Well, I mean, apart from psychopaths, but they're not thinking that way at all.
Yeah, but exactly. That falls outside of this.
And you take any theory or anything to an extreme, it falls apart. So, I mean...
But a psychopath is still going to see himself as the hero, and a victim in the situation anyway. I am doing this because my mom sucked my dick. Oh, yeah, I wonder
actually, a psychopath, not that he thinks he's the villain, he probably thinks he's the victim. Yeah, that's right, yeah.
And so I think
narcissists definitely think they're the victim. That's the thing too, as well, isn't it? Like that's
and the hero too, I suppose. But we all do it. You see, we all have this thing where that like something will happen to us. Anything. Someone cuts us off in traffic, or someone jumps in front of us in the queue, and it's like, oh, this always happens to me. Victim. You know. Or it's that. Or same thing happens. Someone jumps in front of the queue, and you're like, oh. Come home to the wife. Some fucking old biddy jumped in front of me in the queue, but I didn't say anything because I'm a good person. Now you're the hero.
Yeah.
See, watch how this happens, and just for the next week or two, just play with this idea and just see how much this hero victim thing plays out. Because I've been doing it for a while now, and it's like, holy shit! And it's incidental to how we see the world.
Yeah, and it's incidental to whether you do, as far as I can get, whether you are being a victim or a hero. In the sense, like because you can be a hero, can be a victim, like
of
something bad.
Yeah.
But that's not what you're pointing at. It's like that thing of something happens and then you describe it, or then you put a label on it.
And, and you see, oh shit, like you see then which role you're playing in this situation. Yeah. Was I the hero there? Was I the victim? I thought I was this. No, actually, when I look at it, I was that. You know, and that's when you're thinking about it. But when it was happening, then was it something else? You know. You keep putting these things together, and you're like, holy fucking shit! I think I've solved the world problem, Tommy.
Right. Someone say you're a hero.
Boom! There you go. See, I fell into it there. Now I'm feeling hurt. So I feel like the victim. See, it works.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
You know? Try it out.
No, I have it. As I was saying, it's been sitting in the back of my mind there for a while since you said it to me. I know you said it to me a while ago, but since the last time it kind of, within context, I suppose I understood a bit more what you're saying. Because it can be easy when someone goes, oh, you're a hero victim, is like you either man up or you're just feeling sorry for yourself. And it's not that. That's not what you're pointing at. I mean, it could be that, but that's not what it is. Like, I mean, it's because I mean, life's shit. Life's also great.
I think the idea first came to me when I was listening to Bernardo Kastrup's book. Oh, what's it called? It's something like the myths we tell ourselves, something like that.
The book is called "We Think We're Victims and Also Heroes: A Theory" by Bernardo Kastrup. And then I totally just got this idea. Don't know where it came from.
What's it called? The idea of the world, a multidisciplinary argument for the mental nature of reality. I think that's the one. Oh God, he has a lot of books. Oh no, it's more than allegory.
Oh, yeah.
On religious myth, truth, and belief. So it's this. His theory is that, like, the reason we have, well, it's a common enough idea. The reason we have myths is so that we have a moral story to tell ourselves, so that we live well in our life. But
maybe
the reason that they resonate so much with us is because of the way that we think. We see the world, and then we tell ourselves what we've seen. And also there's, the whole left brain, right brain thing of like, there's many situations where we do stuff without thinking, and then we kind of excuse our behaviour. Or not even excuse our behaviour. We explain it by telling ourselves a story, And we know this is true because, like, the people who have had their hemispheres split, they'll pick up a ball without knowing it, and then, okay, why'd you pick up the ball? Because I wanted the ball, because I wanted to throw it in your fucking face.
Yeah.
For example. Yeah. Whereas, like, no, they didn't. They picked up the ball.
Because there was a note that only one side of their brain said, pick up this ball. So they picked up the ball.
Yeah. And so we do these things unconsciously. We do probably millions of things per day unconsciously. But then we have to tell ourselves why we did it. I did that because you just did it.
Yeah, I'm really good at it, because you'll find a really good answer to why you did something, and very convincing to the point of, oh no, that probably was what happened. No, it wasn't. I've caught myself doing that. I've gone, yeah, that's probably why I did that. That's a brilliant reason why I would have done that. But it isn't the reason you did it, though. It's not. Though. It's a good. If you had thought that at the time, fair dues, but you didn't. You just were angry, or whatever. The kind of the hero victim thing is also a bit like what I was saying about not I was saying, it was a guy 2,500 years ago said it about, I see you more. It's a mindfulness technique in a sense, the hero victim, and I see Amara, and it's catching yourself.
That's a good point, yeah.
Drawing a conclusion about a situation, and that comes up a lot in it comes up a lot in Zen. Of course, it does, because it's Buddhism, but it comes up in the Adyashanti talks about it, who I really like. I think he's amazing.
I like Adi. What's he call himself?
Adyashanti. Sounds like a pirate. I love it. Arr! Awakening! Oh, come on here, lads.
Shiver me timbers!
Shiver me timbers! Sit down! Shut up! Arr! I've lost my train of thought completely. Anyway, get on to pirates. Let's just talk about pirates.
Adya. We're talking about Adyashanti.
Oh yeah, it's saying that the notion of like and it comes up in Tantrika as well. This kind of thing of that it's not the things are arising, and just before you make a conclusion about it, that's what you've changed it. That's the false belief, delusion, blah blah blah, whatever. It's like these things are arising, and then we have. So it's the same with any experience. Like that's why when people have an insight, awakening experience, whatever we want to call them, there's a conclusion made after that, and that conclusion is always false because it can't. The thing that happened, conclusion, and everyone has a very different point about it. And I mean, false in the sense of you're entitled to your conclusion, and your life has brought you to that, but then to UPG it and tell that's
yeah. There's a thing in one of the Shiva Sutras. I think it's one of the first ones in the. I don't. There's many different versions of the book, but it's basically the Shiva Sutras, and I think it's the second one. And she says, "Knowledge is bondage," which is a fucking brilliant thing because
it sounds like an industrial metal song from 1994.
I bet Nine Inch Nails probably had a song. Dudes with fake chainsaws cutting their crotches.
Yeah,
remember those bands?
Lots of leather and blonde hair. Hammers, mallets everywhere. Definitely German. It's definitely German.
Oh yeah, it has to be German. And but yeah, I think it's a great idea because you can get too wedded to your ideas and to your conclusions from awakenings and stuff like that. But all you also have to know is that, or pay attention to that. Like every kind of conclusion that you have is temporary.
Yeah, someone said that maybe the Buddha,
and they might be pointing at the real thing, but they might also be pointing the opposite way because you need to learn your lesson.
Or anything,
or you haven't learned your lesson properly.
It's like
it's just always be fucking skeptical. Always never don't believe anyone, and least of all yourself.
Don't believe anyone about anything. And like even when I was saying earlier on about direct experience, like that's you can go on. I think that's a slightly better thing to go on than your beliefs. What's my experience? What am I actually experiencing? But even that, because you can be experiencing something, and it's like this idea of that an emotion comes up, and you go, well, that's anxiety, or that's whatever, and you go, oh right, you've immediately labelled that or whatever. Is it? Is that what you've been calling anxiety? Maybe it's excitement. Maybe it's whatever. It's just we get into these kind of. I'm pretty convinced that everything is habit. The universe just runs on habit. I'm completely, what's his name? Rupert Sheldrake. Morph field. Everything's a habit. Everything's a, proclivity towards something. And once it's done once, it's easier to do it the second time. So it's like this emotion rises, and I've been told this is sadness because that's what it is. So now I think it's sadness. It could be many things, and you really kind of look at these things. So looking at your direct experience, by that I mean what it is before you decide what it is.
Yeah.
I've a thing I want to do with you before we go.
Ooh.
Just take your clothes off there. It's going to be weird because it might really work.
I was going to say one last thing on this thing, right? So I've been playing with the 40, and that's just this one fell out at random, right? It's the Explorer, isn't it? But try and do the hero. Do the hero victim stuff with these as well in your readings.
Oh, right.
See kind of what conclusions you come to, because that was something I picked up from Alejandro Jodorowsky, the way that he reads the tarot. He gets one card out and says, as he's turning over, he asks, what's the situation now? And within that, you see through the eyes of that card what's going on around in the world now, and then the next card will help you resolve it, you know, and to do that with other cards as well is to see, okay, well, what's the hero? Let's pick this archetype of the explorer. How is he a hero? How is he a victim? Or how yeah?
Right, well, I get in regards to the explorers, he's a hero, but he's out there on the frontier, he's the cowboy, he's moving out, and he's the victim because he's running away from something.
Yeah, he's running away. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so, he's not happy with where he is. So.
Yeah.
So because
I think this has legs, man.
Yeah, good old Bernardo coming up with this theory. Fair dues to him that I'm writing that book about it. Links are in the show descriptions, probably available inscribed. So this thing, it's a thing I came across, which is, I think it's brilliant because it kind of can there's like a step of how you can get to like a non-dual state, or at least how to realise. You know, when people say, and I've said it myself, and it's bullshit. Not bullshit, it's totally true, but it's bullshit sounding to someone who doesn't have the experience, that the thing I see in that is the same thing that's in me. All that, that it's the same quality and all that. So it can point to this. and it's going to be weird with you because I know you know this experience. So the kind of not shock that you can get from it probably won't work on you. But I'm hoping it will on people out there. And
if you're driving, pull over.
I know that you're fine. All of the stuff, heavy machinery, particularly, this will work well. And,
you'll be at one with the machine. Yeah, you're going to be like fucking Lewis Hamilton. Yeah. Just at one with the Formula One Mercedes.
Also, the first half is totally stolen from Douglas Harding. The second bit is just my conclusion I've drawn from it. But there's a chance that you might think this is silly as well. But let's do it anyway. So, let's just breathe. So what I want you to do, and everyone out there, is to get your right hand, or your left hand if you're left-handed, and point at something in the room in front of you. Just anything at all. And look at it. And you can go, that's out there. Like we were saying earlier on, that thing is out there. And then point to something the other side of you. Your book, your screen, whatever it is. Go, there it is. It's outside the thing. And point to something right in front of you. Yeah. Hi. I'm out there, whatever. And then the thing is, when you're going to now, so that you see all the stuff is around it, I want you to point to your face. And what do you find there? Without thinking what you know is there. Or,
do you want me to answer?
Well, if you want, yeah.
That it's not me. Yeah. This thing, that's not me.
Yeah. What you're looking for is you go, my head, but your head isn't there. And you're not there. What you find is actually there when you look at it is everything, including the things you've just pointed at. So all of it is just there. And so you can see that the quality of the thing is exactly the same, and it's just arising in a space. So if you go back to pointing at your screen, and you can see that while it's there, it's happening here. It's arising in this space here. So is, from your perspective, so is Tommie. And from my perspective, so is Spud. Here's the thing. So from your perspective is what you think you are. It's just a thing that's happening here. It's just arising. And then you go, oh no, I have a sense of who I am. That's arising in the same place. It is the same quality. It is the same thing as everything else. And so the quality or the understanding or the experience of you is exactly the same in nature as your understanding and experience and quality of whatever you were pointing at the beginning. It's all in the same thing. And so when you sit with that for a while, and that's crazy enough as it is, if you get it, and a lot of people just go, that's stupid. But if you can just sit with it and go, that the thing that I think is me, and the thing that I think is Spud, or whatever you're looking at, the screen in front of me, the headphones, whatever I point at, are exactly the same in my direct experience. Who's experiencing it? And you keep looking and you find that there's no one experiencing it. It's just things arising. And you tend to disappear. So that's, if you can sit with that for a while, not now, do it once you finish with the heavy machinery. Everything, you'd notice that's total, everything is one. I disappear, you disappear into the whole thing. So that's cool, isn't it?
If I could do that Homer Simpson thing now, just like walking it backwards into the hedge, falling back into Brahman. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Para-Brahman, isn't that what Maharaj called it? But it's Brahman. Brahman.
Para just means all, isn't it? Or
yeah. I don't know why he put the para on it. I see you have the book there, I Am That.
Yes.
So you must have read it.
I've read half of it. I'm still going through it.
Yeah. It's hard. It's not that they're hard books to read. It's just that you're reading lectures and they get kind of
it's
boring.
kind of right. One, they get boring, but two, you kind of go, I need to sit with that. And so I'm not going on to anything for it. And then you kind of sit with it and it can be a month before you go back to it. Like, so that's a year. That'll take a year to read that. But you could read it in a week, but like, you're not retaining anything of it or getting anything from it.
No. I have another one as well of his. I'm going through at the minute. I am not the. You are not the body. It wasn't. The guy who wrote that, after he died, another follower recorded newer lectures with him. It's been much shorter than that one. I think it's only about 80 or 100
What he
pages
really meant to say was...
No, it's not. He says in the start that these are he says more or less at the start that there's nothing really new in this that you won't have already got if you've read the other one, but they're just newer ones.
Newer, yeah.
No, that's all.
Yeah,
you'd have to feel all kind of floaty light.
You can definitely bliss out in that. Like it's so anyone wants the first bit, the point at yourself on being headless, is Douglas Harding.
I thought you weren't into fucking awakenings anymore. What's all this about?
The directionality is different. That's what I said. I said Mysticum is bullshit. Actually, there is a thing. It's not bullshit. It's just I was looking at things the wrong way. It's funny because I was pulling out the arcane school stuff. And we never got around to it. I had a thing here that I was going to read if it came up. And I obviously read it, right? Because clearly I did. It was part of my study course. But it's talking about the difference between the mystic and the occultist, and about the directionality of it. Exactly the way it's explaining it. And then I was thinking about, I actually totally explained all that on the interview I did with Kellyanne Maddox months ago as well. So, I mean, that's been floating around for a lot longer than I thought it was, that the kind of the directionality, which is interesting. I also, when I was going through Adventures in Woo Woo, the blog, because I was doing up the archives, taking out all the, out this week is, so it's just actual blog posts and stuff like that. There's a whole blog post of everything breaking, everything falling apart from like 3 years ago, whatever it is. And like, pattern there. But again, I mean, that's the thing, like, well, it's victim, right? Clearly. Because there's no hero in that. But it's also a thing that's happening. So it's, but the way out of it is not to...
but every victim is a hero in his own head, though.
Yeah.
Because all these things are happening to me, but I still bear it. I still go through it.
Yeah, I suppose, you could say, maybe not at the time.
Even to straw man it, to do that, even if you go with the... what do they call it? The man in the high castle. The Japanese killed themselves. Shukaturu. Ceremonial suicide. Yeah.
Seppuku.
Yeah. That's still heroic. It's the way they see it. A
lot of them are told to do it by their king, though. So
that's true, actually. Yeah.
Kamikaze pilots. A lot of that wasn't there. Yeah. But it's like, I don't know. It's the. I think I'm kind of with Pantan. I've said this on the Discord on Pantanjali when it comes to the question of developing the cities, which are the powers, man. And he's just like, just ignore them, ignore it. In the same way you would ignore a note anything in a meditation or whatever, or in your life, whatever. And kind of that with awakening. I think the pursuit of awakening is a bullshit pursuit. I think it's fully wrong. And that's I was pursuing awakening. So I'm no longer pursuing awakening. Doesn't mean I'm not interested in it. That's probably
right. Let me ask you this then.
Yeah. For me, hold on, just for me, and for someone else to pursue awakening, it's totally valid. I'm talking strictly for me.
Okay, then. I'll put it another way then. No, because I don't want to test you like I'm annoying you or being contrary. It's not that.
Get the sledgehammer out. Come on, we need.
No. It's not that. It's. I suppose I want to understand it for myself, because for me, when I think of what is awakening, enlightenment, what is this thing? For me, it is living in like the couple of words I was using on the recent blog post, the short story I did.
Oh, yeah, I haven't read it. I've that in today.
No, it's and so this guy goes into the astral plane. He meets a bodhisattva, and he explains kind of what awakening is and the reason for it. And this is my beliefs too: is that awakened people, say the Buddha and the gurus and the like, it's that they live in truth, in love, and in freedom. All right. Mm-hmm. Everything else to do with awakening, it's superfluous nonsense. All right. Those are the things. Okay. And so, what was my question going to be? Yeah, okay. Would you agree that that's what enlightenment is, or awakening?
I don't know because I'm not awakened, so I can't answer that. I can tell you what.
Okay. Are they the goals of awakening?
Yeah, no, I would say that's what people say, the goals of awakening.
Okay,
yeah,
no, that's fine.
To see past delusion or whatever, but I don't think that's what people are getting when they're awakened. I don't think they are seeing past their delusions or the false beliefs.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I think
my question is that it's useless or it's a pointless goal because it's useless to what I want, which is to be happier, to be a better person, and to understand. I'll give an example, and I hate talking about fucking what's the word, awakening porn or whatever it is, because it's like, who cares? But it serves as an example. Saturday night I was watching YouTube video with Darśana, whatever. I had a total and utter Dharma transmission, not Dharma transmission, that thing where transmission, not Dharma transmission. That's when the Zen master goes, "You are now a teacher." That didn't happen. But the transmission, totally blissed out, where it's just me and him locked, total one with the world. I completely gone, absolutely as you've had transmission, you know what it is. You know, you do on that thing of you're like, you just, that whole thing, whatever. And then the video ended. Quickly get on another video so I can stick in this state. Quick. I don't know, like, it so fades, goes away and all that. And it's like, if that's what I'm, because at the end, and then, you know, next day you come out and have, you know, you have her out your wife, your life shit again. Whatever. It didn't mean anything. It didn't change anything. There's no fundamental truth revealed other than a truth that something is happening. But I don't, you know, you could draw a conclusion about it and say that, oh, God, or divinity, or that I in some way it's something, whatever. None of that happened, though. And
all right,
then,
but...
and so just like the end of it is that, so then if that is your goal, is to have experiences like that, then for me, that's a useless goal because it doesn't do anything.
No, I agree with you. They are not the experiences. So they're not.
And people have described awakening experiences, actual I am awakened, as things like that. And I'm going,
that's nonsense.
And I don't, that's Darśana. You're seeing something, but it's not an awakening. But people think they are.
What are they called? Bliss junkies. That's what that is.
Yeah, it's your bliss out.
They're just chasing these higher states of...
shitty to say for someone who's never had that experience. I understand it really would have annoyed me years ago if someone went, oh yeah, who cares about these? It's like that, you know that meme from The Good Place, and your man's going, oh, and then there was a big blade and it was cutting through time, and then Ted Nance goes, yeah, the time life. We've all seen the time life, you know. I feel a bit like that. Yeah, the bliss blade. Yeah, transmission from a YouTube video. Like... But it is. No, but if you have it, it's amazing. And then you go, yeah, but
look. Okay, everyone wants to feel bliss all the time because it's happy. It's like an ecstasy rush. It's fucking lovely. But the thing is that the bliss is the byproduct of it. It's not the football, right? What's the most important thing in football?
Putting the ball in the net.
Score a fucking goal. All right. The celebration, the happiness, the da. That's the bliss.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's fun.
Yeah.
But you need to score the goal first.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah. I think, Tommy, go back and watch that video again and locate what was the truth in it that made you realise something.
He was talking, I know what he's talking but I will go back.
No, you understand me?
Yeah,
because this is the thing that gave you the bliss, all right? Okay, so why did that give you the bliss? That's what's worth examining.
The thing that gave me the bliss at the time, or whatever, it's the right word, was not what he was saying. It was the gaps between what he was saying. And so therefore it could have been any talk. If that makes sense. It wasn't what he was saying. And it was in the silences. I mean, you can get into that, but it's like so just the video itself was incidental. But I will go back, of course. I mean, that makes sense to go back and, you know. But you can feel them coming anyway. You know, it's kind of, it's not just they're watching a video and they're, oh, there it is. It pipes up and you can, there, it's like a train in the background and, bah, and then it goes away, the thing, whatever. But it's more, I've had plenty of these experiences. You have too, I know you had. And why I kind of, in a sense, loathe to talk about them is because it's enlightenment porn. It's, you know, it's kind of state chasing, bliss, you know, these kind of things. And it's a pointless thing to try and chase that or want it, because while you say it's the celebration of goals, it doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like you can't just run onto a football field and just start celebrating. You know what I mean? It's stupid.
People do. You shake the clothes off first. But I mean, what you could do is start collecting it as badges, which people do. And I mean, why I know that is because I'm susceptible to doing things like that. Where you know, where does this fit in a map? How's this progression? Let's tick off this. I'm now, you know, level 34 mystic, whatever. It's like, no, just I don't know. I'm a bit better about it. Clearly.
The thing that I keep in my mind is that it's those three things. It's love, truth, and freedom. Yeah, because freedom is from these biases, prejudices, conditionings, or disillusions that we have. Yeah, that's the freedom. Love, well, and then without those, you live in truth, and when you live in truth, you love everything. You know. Yeah, and so that's why I think that. Aiming towards it is useful, because just the world would be a nice place if people all lived like that, you know?
Yeah, but that's aiming towards qualities, right? 3 qualities. That's not what appears in the experience. So I've totally aimed for those qualities. Brilliant. That's what I'm saying. I think it's much better to fix your relationship with your fucking father than to meditate for 20 years trying to awaken.
Yeah.
A million times more important.
Of course.
Yeah.
It is.
And so, you know, and it puts, that's what I'm talking about, the directionality. It's not running away from the world and coming in here. It's going out, doing that. And that's more, so it's like, that's my issue with it. So it's not that I'm not interested in that or whatever, it's just that I spent so long not doing the thing that I should have done. That's it, because I was promised a promise of, by getting that thing, all of that stuff is solved. Direct way.
And
bullshit.
So what is it then? Did you fall for someone's bullshit, or was it escaping from reality? You know, you're the explorer, so you're running away. I'd say it's a combination of both. It's definitely falling for not a particular person, a particular viewpoint, a promise, or my misunderstanding of the promise. It's like having done the direct way, hoping that it solves your problems, and finding it doesn't. And I spent 5 years thinking that this is solving a problem that it's not even equipped to solve. That's that shit. What am I doing? That's not what I'm trying to attempt to do. You know, while it's great. Sit there, bliss out, wonderful, amazing experience. Have, you know, be headless, understand that everything arises in one place. All that great. I still have shitty relationships. I still am sad. I'm still an arsehole. I don't want that. That feels more like a magical impulse is to work on that. So, and it's labeled as shit. Whereas mystical is in the perfect explorer. One is running away one is exploring, which is also running away. And the hero victim of the thing is staying where you are because you're within your comfort zone and won't go anywhere. So, I mean, it's no matter what you do, you're wrong in one sense. But I didn't even know I was trying to solve a problem by using the wrong method. That's as simple as that. Not that there's anything wrong with the method. So I probably didn't explain myself properly in that. No, but I agree with you. There is some wrong with the method. Like the Neo Vedantas, we can put Spira in this. Adi Ashanti would probably be. I think. Well, I don't know a lot about him.
Yeah, he's more Zen, but I wouldn't disagree. It's a non-dualist outlook, but so is Zen.
Yeah, but it's more. Yeah, it's just Neo Vedantics. They come in for this thing because they are this direct line, like that Benito guy we talked about as well. They're this direct thing of just looking at consciousness until you wake up. Whereas that, like, Yeah, no, like that's you probably should have your ducks in a row before you do that.
Yeah.
Rather than say the Raja Yoga thing or the Hindu way or the Buddhist way of that. Like, well, you can do all those things, but along the way, like, you'll become sounder, nicer, better, more loving.
Yeah. Yeah. You know? Because it's like why I disagree with the director is because I've seen the end bit of it. I know what it is. Didn't do what it said it was going to do.
Yeah.
Didn't solve the things. Maybe it's not a complete awakening. But still, that's the thing. Where are you with all this? Like, I mean, I don't really. You're.
I wrote down ghosts here. I keep seeing
someone coming into your room at 3 o'clock.
This happens every time before any fucking awakening. I'm annoyed now because I'm fed up with awakenings. I'm done. I've had enough of it. I just want to be normal again and just not be obsessed with spirituality. You know, just like.
See, that's why I think it's important and to not have spirituality as your main thing in your life because of this. Because it colonizes you. It's in an unhealthy way, and you can.
You end up spending too much fucking time in your head and life's going on around you.
Mysticism and magic. You need both, right, or whatever. You need an expression outward and you need an expression inward. And it seems there's an inherent kind of you're either one or the other. That's what the thing I was going to read out from the arcane school was that the two approaches. That's kind of what it is. But I think when you start making it your life or whatever, and you don't have a way of expressing an actual life, your actual life, you know, like through writing, music, dance, childcare, gardening, whatever, you know, and if you're just meditating or whatever, reading books about meditation, it's not even about getting a hobby, but geez, get a hobby. I'd love to have a hobby. I'd love to have a brain that would allow me to have a hobby that I could do something that wasn't productive. That would be fantastic. But then I'd probably, get into computer games, try to be the best computer game person in the world. The best.
You'd be twitching, streaming on Twitcher, or what is it? I don't know.
Yeah. Streaming on Twitcher, why not?
That's it. Twitching on streamer, why don't I? But it's old man.
So that's like just going. Sometimes I'm just sitting there and go, my brain, and just go, will you just fucking shut up about meditation, you dickhead? Your brain, or will you shut up about cultural shadows or whatever? You're just sitting there. I'm trying to watch fucking the shitty ending,
labeling everything and you're seeing everything through this perspective and that perspective. Oh, well, in the Hindu teaching it was to be this, and in Buddhism it would be this, and in Telema it would be this, and you're just like, what the fuck am I on about? Yeah, I mean, shut up with you. And I don't
agree with any of them. Yeah, but that's it. Go and play with your kid. And that's not to say none of this. It's all very important. And clearly, I'm very well into it and much into it as you are. But it's to the exclusion of all else. It's not.
The thing is, right. The thing is that, like, awareness is the thing. Is the enlightenment. Yeah, awareness. It's not being aware of being aware. It's not being aware of being aware of being aware.
No, it's just aware.
But it's just aware. So which means being. Which means that. When your kids are there and they're playing and you're fucking stuck in your phone or you're stuck in your head, you're not being aware.
No, you're not.
Fucking play with the kids, you know what I mean? Or when you're talking with someone, like, actively listen. And when you're talking, speak. And don't be, when you're listening to someone, don't be just like waiting for your gap to get in the conversation so you can talk. Just fucking listen. Like, be present, be where you are, and
be here now. Something.
Yeah, well, it is though. It's simple, So the ghost thing, I get this every now and again, where in my peripheral vision, isn't it, on the outskirts of your vision, I could be walking up the stairs and then I'll see something like dart across the fucking landing or something like that, or I'll come into a room and something will move and it's like, okay.
Here they come.
Yeah, it just means something's coming again, which is fine. It's grand. I've got 3 or 4 more ethers to go. I'll try and get them finished before I go down to the ranch.
Are you going to put a book together? You haven't published any or
No, I was going to, and then I went, what? No one cares about me doing the ethers. It's not. I don't even care. I don't even care about me doing the ethers. I'm just doing them.
I think it's still, as a magical act, it's probably a good thing to do. Even if you put it together as a PDF, it's a completion. It's a thing. It's done. Call it something cool.
Well, I mean, I have all the recordings. I could put them on the website, and if anyone wants to listen, work away. But I'd be just like, you fucking sado.
Yeah, it is like listening to someone's dream. Unless it's your 4-year-old son. Other than that, I don't care about other people's dreams. Unless it's really interesting or sexy.
Well, I one today. What one today was like, it gave me a premonition of something that is going to happen in the future, which was fucking lovely. So we'll see. But it's like 10 or 15 years down the road.
My dream last night is that I was hanging out with Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, and that they were paying their band in coupons and discount things. One of which was for, it was like a folder of things. One of which was for plastic surgery, and then at the end, there was video footage of Trent Reznor masturbating the whole time he was talking to me, and it ruined his career. That's my dreams. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Maybe I should write a book.
How long was he talking to you for?
No, it's like this dream, like, you know, you don't know, but it felt like 4 hours. Like we were in different places, we were on tour, there was a whole lot other things about it. But in the end, we were sitting in a beer garden, and you could see it from like a camera, like a CCTV point of view. Him sitting beside me or whatever, and he was doing this kind of thing with his hand. And then the camera came down, but he actually had his penis out. And then it was like cut in like newspapers and social media, Twitter. It was fantastic. I woke up kind of good.
Yeah, ruined his career.
Ruined his career, yeah.
I'm the hero.
I'm the hero. He's the victim. Or am I the victim? Hold on, I'm the victim.
You're the victim of sexual abuse, isn't it?
Yeah. Atticus Ross was cool, though. He was really nice. I liked him. There's something to do with feet as well. That was all very strange. They were paying... They were holding money, Trent and Atticus, with their feet in a bag.
Right.
Not all dreams mean things.
No, they definitely don't. I had one last night where I was American Indian, and I was doing my initiatory thing to get the feather for my war hat thing. And I had to get a feather from a thunderbird, and I was getting the last one, and then the fucking start for fight, because you're supposed to take them from the nest, you know. And then, but there was no nest, but there was this bird, so I just said, fuck it, I'll just take it off him. So I went and I pulled it off him, and as I pulled the feather off him, I had this excruciating pain in my like my left index finger. No, my finger. And it was like, and the more I pulled, the more I hurt my finger.
Right.
I was like, fuck you, I'm getting this thing. I deserve this fucking thing. And I eventually pulled it, and I ripped it out, and I got it. And then at that moment, I woke up, and I was sleeping on my finger like this. And I woke up and I went, what the fuck? I thought that meant something. I was just sore. Fuck's sake.
Although maybe it did. It's echoes, everything's just all one, we're all one. Things are rising in the same place, all that. You're not really asleep.
Yeah. Fair enough. That's fine. Just look at your dreams and just go, yeah, that's what that means. That's fine. Yeah. I think that's enough then, just to kind of move on.
Yeah, or the thing
get stuck in it.
That was amazing. That definitely meant something. And then
you don't want to end up writing a poem about it and birthing a whole fucking civilization, because it's not going to go properly for you.
But you can
and then in 2,500 years' time, you're going to have this colonial British dude who you just know has an ancestry of killing Irish people.
Yeah.
And he's going to release a book or books, and he's just going to be like, oh, well, it's all gone wrong, isn't it? Because, no one understands anything, and everything is sad, and just fucking, my buttocks are on the chair. My buttocks are on the chair. We thought we wouldn't have had to talk about it. Right?
Yeah.
Look, let's go. Get out of here. Bye.